Adam, coming out the bye, how's the squad feeling ahead of the game?
Yeah, we had a good break. Yeah, 4 days off, and then we trained for a few days, and then we hit the ground running this week. So, yeah, there'll be a few changes. The week off doesn't fix everything with the availability, but we probably get a little bit healthier. But we lost a couple last week as well. So, yeah, good sprinkling of senior players and young players this week. So we'll see how we go.
With the excitement of some of those senior guys like McGovern and Barrass coming back, some of the guys who have been out a bit more long-term that are slowly coming back, do you have to temper expectations around their performance, given it's been 2 months, 3 months since they've last played?
Yeah, we do. McGovern won't be playing this week, so but yeah, Barrass will come in and a couple of others. So yeah, the guys who are longer-term injuries will be. Yeah, the synergy piece is the one. So that'll be the one that's not as easy to handle, and then their game time, their minutes, how we build them back in. Unfortunately, we've gone through this a few times in the last couple of years, and it's not easy.
Did that bye maybe hinder Jeremy just a little bit because there was a few days where he can't train with the full squad and kind of get that football in?
No, it's a 14-week injury. He's been 12 weeks, and he fully trained yesterday, but he just pulled up a bit tight. So we're just got to be careful. So he'll be another week or two, and we're really pushing for this week, and our expectation was he was going to play, but probably a good sign that a sign that he wasn't fully ready. The way he pulled up yesterday.
And yourself, did you get a chance just to disconnect just for a couple of days and have an actual break and refresh?
No, how long do you need before you can disconnect? I think it's more than 4 days. Yeah, that was 3 months apparently, a few weeks ago. So, no, look, we all had a good break. I think it was more the fact we didn't have to prepare and review a game. That's the one I think when you have these buys that's the relief piece. Getting away, and that's not reality. you still got work to do.
Adam, you just said though, no McGovern, similar situation against Adelaide. Sydney have a lot of tall forwards, Amadi, possibly Buller, possibly Franklin. Yeah. How do you sort of look defensively this week to try and tackle that? Yo train with the midfield group. Does he go back again?
Maybe, yeah. That's just where we're a bit light for talls. So we think Barrass coming back in though will help that. So we didn't have Barrass or McGovern or Hearn for Adelaide, and that really put us under the pump. And young Bazzo's 19. Playing his 10th game. So that's going to be reality for us for a while with our list at the moment, with a lot of guys due to come back around 17, 18, and some of those guys could get pushed back further. Some guys might come back earlier, but the health of our list, it's not going to get a lot better. So it's going to sit around the 30 mark at best, which makes it difficult to get the team you want on the park, but also gives opportunity.
With a young guy like Bazzo, how obviously not great in terms of the performance, but how much did he learn from that? I noticed the other day he was doing a lot of body work with Shannon Hearn. Is that what he's trying to really learn, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, these guys who perhaps are a little bit underdone, playing AFL at a young age, without breaking them, I think they're learning a lot. He's probably got 20 games experience in one against, Adelaide. Not something you want to do every week though. So yeah, he'll get better. He'll be better for the experience, but it's not something we want to expose him to every week without the support. So, like I said, Barrass coming back, vice captain. All Australian. Is he all Australian? Should have been all Australian last year. That'll help. That'll help support some of the younger players coming through.
Just back on McGovern, how I guess down was he that he was so close to coming back this week, and then it just
he's flat. Yeah. Yeah, actually really exciting seeing McGovern, Barrass and Duggan, Hearn training yesterday, all those guys together with some younger players, with the Hoff and those type of players. That's what we're looking for. So getting that mixture right, it's probably round 3 last time we had that look. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for, but we haven't got it. So yeah, he was disappointed. We're all a little bit disappointed, but there's also a reality of the extent of the injury.
Yeah, and did he pull up tight in the hamstring?
Yeah, mainly in around the hamstrings area. So not necessarily the injury, but just it's been a long time.
And Duggan, how's he looking?
Yeah, I can't remember why Duggan went out at the side. He got suspended too, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, so he's right to go.
Have you heard from Jake Waterman? How's he feeling?
I haven't heard too much from Jake, but no, he's out of hospital, and now he's recovering. So that'll take care of itself, but it'll be weeks.
Just with Jake one, obviously he's had whatever he was dealing with in hospital, and then he's got to get physically healthy again and
Yeah.
good enough to get out of hospital and live his normal life, will it have a potential long-term effect on just getting his conditioning back, do you think, maybe?
I don't know. No, he's in the recovery process at the moment, so I think football's the last thing in his mind. So there's the health, and I actually don't know the extent of the seriousness of it either. I haven't been debriefed to the point yet because he's still pretty raw. So when he's comfortable expressing what happened and how he's going on, then we can talk about it.
I noticed the other day, and I know he played a bit there the other in against Adelaide, Jack Petricelli across halfback. Is that just to add a bit of pace, or just a test to see what he can do back there?
We're just making sure that with what we've got, that there's multiple positions these players can play in. So we had to throw him back through the Adelaide game, and we saw some good stuff there. But it's not necessarily mean he's going to play there. It's just making sure their second role and third role our players need to play with what's going on. That it's just important we train it. So with a break that we had, we gave some guys opportunities in different roles. So Patricia Seaton's another one. Ruben, where does he play? Where's his second, third role? We just got to get some more flexibility in case something happens again like it did against Adelaide.
I know every ground has its different challenges, but the SCG is a really unique ground given its size. How do you look to tackle that?
Yeah, we haven't touched on the ground as much this week. I mean, we're probably in a different space. We're trying to play a really competitive brand of football that stands up long term and get the synergy right. And it doesn't matter who we play, really, whether it's playing here or in Sydney. The ground's a bit wider and a bit smaller, but my experience over the years, if you worry too much about that, then you forget what you're there for. So, we understand the ground size, but we train there on tomorrow. It's captain's run, so we'll have a good look there.
Luke Shuey said he might spend even more time at half-back kind of through this back end of the year to give more opportunity to those young guys who are doing well in the middle. Is that a decision
It's nice of him.
Luke wanted to make, or is that kind of just
just having him back in the side. Once again, I can't remember how long he's been back for. 1 week? Yeah. So, the flexibility of having Yo, Ruben and Shuey in the side gives us that opportunity. And once again, like I mentioned before, the multiple roles is something we can work towards this year and get these guys some exposure in other areas. And Luke showed some really good signs early in the year when he was playing down there. So, we'll work towards that. Whether he's there the whole time or flips on ball, we've got that flexibility.
With McGovern, Hearn, Cole and Cripps to come back in the next few weeks, does it give you a bit of renewed hope that there can be a bit of a kick in the second half of the season?
Yeah, it does. It's just not losing anyone when they come back. That's our challenge. And, the confidence we're trying to instill in our group, it's hard. We haven't won many games of football and, coming off a 100-point plus loss and getting the confidence and belief in our side, that's my challenge to them. But the way they attack training, their attitude around the club, the commitment they've made to each other and to me is first class. So hopefully we can get it all together and click and get on the same field together. I think Jamie Cripps trained really well on the yesterday. So he's 1 or 2 weeks away. Hearn maybe next week. McGovern, if it's not 1 week, it might be 2. But this week is what we're aiming for, and hopefully we can take a step forward this week.
And confidence-wise during the break, did you do anything special just to try to mix things up or give the guys a mental refresh of any sort?
No, I think the best thing we could have done is leave them alone. Yeah, so you tend to work even harder when your back's against the wall and you're trying to work through adversity. Sometimes you overdo it and you probably spend too much time, too much energy trying to do some of the things that you probably need a bit of space, more sleep, more recovery, more time away. So that's what they did last week.
And containing Buddy's been a big problem in the past, it looks like. You won't be playing this week. Is that something for you guys?
Well, yeah, Bud's done some damage on us in the past. I keep thinking of that first game we played at Optus. I think he kicked 8, maybe. So, and probably not the last time, not the first time he did it against us. But no, he's an A-grade player. So hope he gets up.
All Patrick said, he was confident that you won't finish on the bottom of the ladder. You get a few wins in the back half of the year with these senior guys coming back. Granted, fingers crossed they can stay on the park for an extended period. I know you go into every game wanting to win, like every club does, but is there a bit more renewed hope and drive that you now have a more realistic chance of winning games rather than just being competitive and showing good signs? Can you really flick the switch?
It's interesting. To be honest, I don't really think about that. Let's pretend we're 9th trying to get into 8th and we're 1 game out of it, or 2 games. So you could look at it that way. But not really. I think we're pretty long odds this week. but we've got more confidence than we've had for a few weeks. So, those things I think that you guys talk about. I know Fitzy was asked about it and he responded the way he did, and we're hoping to win as many games as we can, but we've never set goals in terms of we want to have this many wins. It's always been qualify for finals. That might be out of reach. So we want to be competitive first and then win as many quarters as we can, and hopefully we get some wins in the back half. That's what we're aiming for.
So that's the KPIs for the back half. It's like you said, not wins.
I just made them up. I just made those KPIs up. So it's in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. But we haven't sat down and gone after anything. We got, the first one is let's get competitive and let's win some quarters.
The Adelaide game was obviously not a great result by any stretch, but can you go back a little bit further, go back to that Collingwood game where you won a lot of KPIs, did a lot of things you wanted to do, and lean on that this week and say, look, this is what we did against the Pies, and let's build on that?
We sort of did that going into the Adelaide game, so it didn't quite work. With we had some strong KPIs against the Pies and against Essendon as well, and they both were heavy defeats. So, for us, we've got to chase something, and those type of performances and quarters that we got where we perform well, that's what we're chasing. And until we get that right, we can't look too far ahead. So 4 quarters would be great. If we could do it for 4 quarters, stay healthy, and then you might see some success with the scoreboard.
It looked like you had a bit of fun at training the other day, getting involved. How was that for you?
I looked old. I'm looking older by the second. When I saw in the paper, or a photo of it, look, it's just, it's just a drill that we did, and that's fine.
Campbell Chester took you down, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't take me down. I chose to go down. It's just the start of a drill. It's just a contest drill that they starts with a contest, and we try and get out as quick as we can. So we invited some pressure.
Elijah Hewitt, are we going to see him back this week?
Possibly, yeah. He's on the plane.
He was so exciting in that start of that Collingwood game. I think there was not long before that play, he got hit. He set up a brilliant attacking play. Like he got a level. He's always had a confidence, but he looked like he got a level of confidence on the field. Yeah,
he played early in the year, and he's probably unders. I think he might have been sub and played a game after, and he looked a bit off the pace. He lost a bit of weight. 5 weeks under his belt in terms of AFL environment. He's eating up the professionalism. He's really driving standards for us for an 18-year-old. So when he came back in, I wasn't too surprised. He picked up the pace pretty quickly. So if he plays this week, just remember he's 18, But he's got some qualities we think are going to hold him in good stead.
Can I ask, I remember watching a game last year between the Waffle side and Swan Districts, and he was playing against Elliot Yeo, and him and Elliot Yeo had a bit of a scuffle, and he showed a fair bit of confidence back then. Has they ever spoken about that?
I don't know. No, I don't remember. I don't remember that particular incident. Was Yowie playing the reserves, was he?
Yeah, he was
right. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't remember that. But they're quite tight. I think he's there's a bit of a mentor relationship going there, so that's good.
Yeah, it just strikes me as something that Yo would.
They're similar types of players. Yeah, they attack the contest the same way.
It's obviously not ideal. Sometimes when you travel, you've got to take obviously the extra players.
Yeah.
Will you get quite a few more back though for that Waffle side this week? How many will you take?
We'll take a traveller, but we might end up with 3 at Waffle. 3? Yeah, so it's still a bit light on. So, better than 2. But it's probably going to be 3 or 4.